Bosa was a good guy that I watched all the time just because we're in the same scheme, and I just wanted to see how he did things. He uses his hands really well. His leverage is amazing. I love watching him. He does a lot of speed to power, then he gets the O-lineman hands on him, and he gets to, like, swipe him off.
Yes.
Forklift, bull forklift, long arm.
You're tuned in to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Guiding your gridiron journey, none other than your host, former NFL lineman, Ross Tucker.
Oh, yeah, it is. But it's not just any Ross Tucker Football Podcast. It is a Monster Monday, presented, of course, by DraftKings. The crown is yours. I'm Ross Tucker, former NFL offensive lineman. You guys know that. 5 teams, 7 years. Feels good to be back. I think some of you know, I think I said it, I was on vacation over the last week or 10 days or so, which was fantastic. Hope you guys enjoyed some of those interviews. I thought they were awesome because I went back and listened to Greg Cosell on AFC South. I thought AQ Shipley made some terrific points. Mike Golick, gosh, I could talk to Golick about the 80s and 90s forever. That was phenomenal, especially, like the Eagles and Dan Marino. Very, very cool. We're going to keep it rolling today, though, because we've got one of the best young players in the NFL on today's show, Will Anderson, which will be fantastic. Plus, because there were no real Tux takes last week, I got a lot to catch up on. There's been a lot of news over the last 7 to 10 days that we need to discuss on the show today, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Make sure, please, that you're checking me out on social media at Ross Tucker NFL, as well as us at Ross Tucker Pod. Can't tell you how much we love those of you that rate, review, subscribe, share, right? So rate and review the show, and then whether it's on your audio podcast app, you subscribe, or youtube.com/Ross Tucker NFL, you subscribe. We love that. And then make sure that you are sharing it with others and turn the notifications on. youtube.com/Ross Tucker NFL. There's like a surprising amount of stuff that we need to get to. Maybe not, since I was gone for whatever it was, 10 days. So maybe I'll even, if we have time, get into the vacation a little bit, which was very, very cool. But first, we got some football news to talk about. Lots of it. And we got Will Anderson from the Houston Texans. He is presented by Liquid Death. Those of you that check me out on social media at Ross Tucker NFL, you saw I was chugging a can of Liquid Death on the beach over the weekend. It's delicious. I don't know if it's because it's in the can or just because of where they get their mountain water, but it is legitimately delicious. Big fan of Liquid Death. Big fan of Will Anderson now, and you will be as well. It's Big Show time.
The Big Show.
All right, so I had a chance to call multiple Texans games this year for CBS. One of my favorite guys in the league, because you have that dog in you. Talking about Will Anderson, defensive end for the Houston Texans. Although I have a bone to pick with you, actually, dude. Week 18, I'm doing production meetings. You got this great bubbly personality. We're talking about running through people's faces. We're talking about your guy, J.C. Latham. Then we get to the game on Sunday, and you're inactive. I'm like, why did we talk to Will? I mean, I was still glad to talk to you, but it's like, why are we talking to Will? He's not even going to play in the game. When did you know you weren't going to play?
I found out, I think that Friday.
Okay.
I found Friday. And I was like, I was a little mad. And the coach was like, I got to
Because you like to play.
Yeah, I love it. I wanted to play. But he's like, I just need you ready for postseason. And I felt good. My body was great. I could go out there and perform to my highest level, and it was good. So I was like, I appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
So there was not you didn't have an injury? Or you just were nursing something?
No, I was just getting back. I had a few knickknacks here and there and stuff like that I had to take care of and stuff like that. So they just wanted to make sure I was good.
What are you weighing right now?
I'm at 253. I want to stay right here.
That's what you like?
I just want to stay right here at 253.
Why 253?
Because I got the 260, and I was almost up to 270 at like one point, like early in the season, because I had missed the whole training camp or whatever like that. And I was like, I don't feel good at all.
No.
And I feel way lighter, faster, quicker, more explosive at this weight right here.
Yeah. So when I left my house to come down here, I was 254. I feel like you look better than me, bro.
Look, I've been doing a lot of walking this offseason so far.
I mean, this is like proof that not all 253s are created equal right now. This is former O-lineman. Although,
then you're good, dude.
Oh, dude, when I used to go training camp between 320 and 325.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I always would lose 10 pounds during camp.
Yeah.
So I wanted to play at like 315. But, it's funny. If I had to do it over again, I would have weighed less.
Yeah.
I guess I think, like, even for O-linemen, so much of your power comes from getting your second step down and your hands inside.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what the extra 5-10 pounds really does for you. Like, whatever that 5-10 pounds does for you in power, I'd rather be a little bit more agile and athletic.
Facts.
I think it, like, for you to, I think 253 is great.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get up to the 260s.
I was like,
because you got plenty of power. You got plenty of power.
And that's what it was.
And you're a speed to power guy.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you put on 10 pounds of power, what are you losing in the speed part of it, which is the more important part?
Yep.
All right. I also called on radio the Chiefs game.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the play where your guy Mahomes, I don't even know if you touched him or not. Dude, he snapped his head back like he got whiplash in a car accident going 70 miles an hour. I mean, you had to be so frustrated.
Yeah, I was, but,
Did you get him at all, Will?
No, I didn't. I hit his chest. But, I just got to be better. Me and my coach talked about it or whatever like that. Like, we got to be better just like when it comes to like how you hit the quarterback and, we got to drill it more and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you didn't hit him in the head.
Yeah,
you hit him where you're supposed to.
Got to be perfect in the playoffs. You got to be perfect in the playoffs.
I think it's because you didn't go low at all.
Yeah, and that's where we got to go lower.
It looked like you were face to face.
Yeah.
And the thing is, as Mahomes knows this, the ref's behind him.
Yeah.
So the ref can't see what happens there. He just sees Mahomes go like that and snap back. The other one that might have been even worse, when I can't remember who it was about, two guys, To'o,
yeah.
And then that wasn't even a slide. Right before he was about to get hit, he just dropped his butt. He just dropped his butt to the ground, and that was a flag too. People talk about the Chiefs and the refs a lot. Like, they can't let him get away with that. That's my big thing is I think that to me that's like flopping in the NBA or like that's like soccer.
Yeah.
He does a really good job, I'll give him credit, of drawing the penalty to try to get it. But still, what would you like to see the league do in terms of penalties like that?
Yeah, I think it's for everybody's safety. It's kind of like when we talked about with the one with Aziz a little bit. Just, when these runners are running, quarterbacks are running, and for defensive players, how are we fixing the safety on both sides of the ball, to make the game, more safer for everyone. But like I said, we got to do a better job defensively of how we're attacking our, tackling and stuff like that, and our hand placement and our head placement and stuff like that. And, we work on it this offseason and get it fixed.
All right, what's the next step? Okay, you were Rookie of the Year. You had a good year last year. What do you need to add to your game so that people are mentioning you with Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons and Hendrickson and any of these guys that are considered elite? It feels like you're just below those guys right now in terms of public perception. I'm not saying you're not those, but what do you need to do to get to that level that people are talking about you like they talk about those guys?
Consistency. Consistently. Like, I have to do it consistently every game. It can't be a drop-off, staying healthy. And me and my coach talked about that. Like, you got to consistently do that, like, every game. And, it's just doing more. And doing more is just, we want to talk about sacks and stuff like that. Like, the sacks are going to come, but, like, doing more forced fumbles. Like, got to get the ball out more when you're sacking the quarterback. Like, that's one of my off-season things that I want to work on is, like, reaching with precision, like really like turning that corner tight and really going for the ball, getting more of those. Like, those guys have a lot of forced fumbles, a lot of strip sacks and stuff like that. And like, that's what separates them. That adds another thing to your career and stuff like that. So just doing that and just being more consistent in my game. Like, I feel great where I'm at right now, but like it's more left on the table. Like, I'm starving for it right now. I'm hungry for it. So this offseason, I just want to continue to get better, be consistent, and man, just keep growing and learning.
Who do you like watching the most? Like other edge guys?
Bosa was a good guy that I watched all the time just because we're in the same scheme, and I just wanted to see how he did things. And then Myles Garrett is a guy that I really watch a lot too because we're in the same scheme too, but we kind of do some more of the similar things too on the same side.
Yeah, Bosa's an interesting guy because he's not – he's so good with his hands.
Yeah.
He doesn't really beat him with speed.
Yeah.
It's all like
he has really big steps.
Yeah.
He gains really a lot of ground on his steps. He has really big steps. He uses his hands really well. His leverage is amazing. I love watching him. He does a lot of speed to power, and he gets the O-lineman hands on him, and he gets to, like, swipe him off.
Yes.
Forklift, bull forklift, long arm, things like that. So from that aspect, I kind of watch him, and Myles does the same.
You know what I noticed about him, too? He changes tempos and speeds sometimes.
All the time.
He's not always – I know you guys want to get off as fast as you can.
Mm-hmm.
There's something to be said sometimes – for, like, I don't want to say chilling off the snap, but, like, varying your speeds to change up for the tech. Because I know for us, anybody, if you just do the same thing every time, like, they're ready for it. But when you start to vary up your speeds like that's tough.
Yeah, I think Max Crosby, he does a really good job of doing that as well, too. I love his rushes because sometimes he'll go full speed off the ball, and then sometimes he'll tempo his rush down, and then the O-lineman would think they got him, and then he'll real fast and swipe right by him or either bull him on their back or something like that. So, like, that's like another just area of the game where, like, you could just – Danielle Hunter's been great. Like, he's been telling me, like, it's a chess match. Like, you got to change it up. Like, you got to make this move one time, make another move one time, or do something different. So it's fun.
Do you guys talk about the fact that with your corners and your edge guys, like, you guys have a chance to have, like, an all-time defense?
Most definitely.
I mean, you guys are elite at the positions where you want to be elite.
Most definitely. Yeah, we talk about that all the time with Sting and Kamari, and then, of course, me and Danielle, man. And we was like, bro, like, we just want to make y'all job easier. Like, we got y'all. Like, y'all boys do y'all. We're going to do us, man. And we're going to have fun doing it. And it's special seeing both of those guys rock out.
And you guys are all tied in this together.
Mm-hmm.
All right, tell me what you got going. First of all, that jacket is sweet.
Appreciate it.
I don't know how I feel about it, though, because I'll
leave it here.
No, but that's what – I'm a former offensive lineman. That's what a lot of people call me when I was growing up.
Chunky.
They're like, oh, he's chunky or husky.
I'm going to leave it here for you then.
Do you have a favorite?
What's this one right here? The chicken and sausage gumbo.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds legit. I love the classic chicken noodle.
Yeah.
There's my boy Jason Kelsey has a. We have like 5 cans of Kelsey's beard in my house. And it's delicious. It's like spicy chicken noodle or something. I think it's awesome. Will, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. Good luck. Keep it rolling. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to do more Texans games next year.
Yes, I hope you do too. Thank you for having me.
All right.
All right.
All right, let's dive into the news. But first, hope everybody had a tremendous weekend doing what I was doing, drinking beer, in particular, Labatt Blue Light. Absolutely delicious. And I don't know who came up with this program for that company. This is genius. Buy beer, get gear. Just buy Labatt anywhere, at a bar, distributor, whatever. Upload your receipt. You get points to get incredible, incredible merch. Love the cooler backpack that I have. Love the mini fridge. Rewards.labattusa.com is where it's at.
Tux Takes.
All right, Ross, a lot of news to get to. First, the Giants, they trade retired tight end Darren Waller to the Miami Dolphins.
Right, and I think, Jack, that happened pretty early when I went away on vacation. And what's so interesting about that is it was last year, right, that we had Darren on the show to talk about retiring and all the reasons why he was retiring.
It was about a year ago, pretty much at this point, yeah, and his music career.
Right, and his music career. But a couple thoughts on this, right? Number one, things can and do change. And I would say a lot of times, maybe it's 50-50, maybe it's a little bit more than that, but a lot of times when a guy retires, quote unquote, early, we do see them again. We do end up seeing them again, a year or two later for whatever reason. In Darren's case, he had a chance to see what civilian life was like, for lack of a better term. He got a chance to see what he could do with the music, for a year. And also, it seems pretty clear he did not like playing for the Giants. He did not like his role with the Giants. He has said that on other podcasts. And now he immediately becomes the number one tight end for the Dolphins. And he saw what Jonnu Smith did last year, which is put up big numbers. And I think Darren realizes he can still run. He's still athletic, you would think. And so I think he believes that he can still be pretty productive in the right scheme, right system, with the right team. So I'll be curious to see, what Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins do with him this year. But clearly, Waller, felt like he had some football left. I guess maybe he told the Giants he only wanted to play for the Dolphins. So it's just weird how that worked out. We'll see how Waller plays this year. But I'll give the Dolphins some credit that if they were going to move on from Jonnu Smith via that trade to the Steelers like they did, that they at least had somebody else that they think is similar or comparable in mind.
Pittsburgh Steelers, they give their general manager Omar Khan a 3-year contract extension.
So the funny part about that, Jack, is this again was like right when I left for vacation. And wasn't like our Labatt take or something.
It was our game time clip out.
Our game time clip was about how the Steelers, literally like that morning, Thursday morning, our game time clip was about how the Steelers are making moves like there's a GM on the hot seat. Because they are. Like Aaron Rodgers for 1 year, trading for Jalen Ramsey and paying him $20 million, giving him a raise this year on top of what the Dolphins already had to pay him. Trading for Jonnu Smith, it just felt like the Steelers were making moves that you would see from a team on the hot seat or a GM or coach on the hot seat. Clearly, we don't think it's Mike Tomlin on the hot seat. And literally, later that day, Omar Khan signs the 3-year extension, which good for him. Like I didn't think or know if he was on the hot seat, and that really wasn't the point. The point was whether he's on the hot seat or not, he was operating in a way that looked like he was on the hot seat. The other thing I would say about that is they are really, I don't know if all in for this year, but they are really very, very invested in this year, which is interesting because it's not necessarily what a lot of Steelers fans want. A lot of Steelers fans think, hey, we're not good enough to compete with the Ravens, Bills, and Chiefs anyway. We don't have a quarterback at that level. And a lot of Steelers fans I know don't want to have a good year. They want to be able to draft a quarterback high. I think the Steelers are probably really, really sick of people talking about them having not won a playoff game since 2016. It almost feels like they're all in to win a playoff game, so people can't keep saying that, so people have to shut up, and we'll see if it works.
3-year general manager extensions are so hot right now, Ross. The Bears, they give GM Ryan Poles his 3-year extension, tying him to the team for the same 5 years as Ben Johnson.
And this one is interesting, and I'm going to make it my Labatt take of the week, which is brought to you by Labatt. With Labatt, you can buy beer, get gear. Go to their website, snap a photo of your receipt, and upload it to gain points towards exclusive merch. Any size, any product, anywhere you're buying Labatt. You can sign up at rewards.labattusa.com. I'll never understand why so many teams give extensions to coaches and GMs when they still have multiple years left. I don't get it. When's the last time a GM or coach became a free agent and left to go to a different franchise? It doesn't happen. You don't need to do this, which is why I thought it made a lot of sense when Ed Policy, the new president for the Packers, said, I'm not giving the GM Gutekunst or the head coach LaFleur an extension yet. We'll talk about that next year when they have 1 year left. That makes a lot more sense to me. The only thing I would say about the Bears is maybe they want to have Poles and Johnson on the same timeline, and they don't want Poles making moves with a short-term time horizon in mind, which is fine, but most of the moves for this season are already done. The draft, free agency. I probably would have waited till after this year, seen how things went, and then maybe tied Poles and Johnson together in terms of contract length.
Buccaneers left tackle Tristan Wirf, he's going to be missing the start of the season after getting knee surgery.
So that's a big loss. And what you know there, right, what you can obviously tell is that he was hoping not to have knee surgery and that they thought it was something that would heal on its own and or that he could just play through. But they probably realized after OTAs and minicamp, hey, it's not really getting better. Maybe it flared up. And then maybe they decided, let's take another look at it with an MRI, or let's give it a week or two to see if it calms down. And then it didn't calm down. And because of that, they said, let's just take care of it now. Let's make sure we get this thing done so that we have him for the stretch and for the playoffs, which I think makes a lot of sense.
The NFL and NFLPA, their collusion case has been getting pretty interesting, Ross.
Well, there's been a lot of reporting on this, especially Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk and Pablo Torre over the last 10 days. I guess what I feel about situations like this, I always wonder how much you guys care, right? And that's something you can only let me know by hitting me up on social media at Ross Tucker NFL or emailing me, ross@rosstucker.com. If you've been following it, the NFL was basically found guilty of collusion, but the NFL and NFLPA both elected to, for various reasons, to kind of keep that ruling quiet. But it has since gotten out. The report has gotten out. I could say more, but again, I'm curious as to how much you guys really care about this stuff, sort of the inside baseball dynamics of football and contracts. So let me know if you really are into it. I can talk a decent amount more about it later this week.
Chargers running back Najee Harris, there was a fireworks accident that involved him and he sustained an eye injury.
Right, they said superficial eye injury. There have been various reports suggesting, maybe it was worse or could have been worse or whatever. Dr. Chow, sportsinjurycentral.com, said it's not a nothing burger, which means in his mind it's something. So I'll be curious to see if this affects Najee in any way. Obviously, fireworks, very, very, very dangerous, and we've seen other players, JPP most notably, have issues. Hopefully Najee's okay.
And speaking of the Chargers, their rookies reported for training camp on Saturday, making them the first team to do so. And their second-round pick, wide receiver Trey Harris, he remains unsigned.
So this, to me, is actually more interesting than the NFLPA collusion thing, because this entails players that are not available to practice with their teams right now, and there's going to be a lot of them. What happened is Houston Texans GM Nick Caserio gave Jaden Higgins his high second-round pick a fully guaranteed deal, and so now all the second-round picks are looking for fully guaranteed contracts or more guaranteed money, and the teams are trying to hold the line, so to speak. So that's where they're at right now. And all the other teams knew that there's other teams like the Chargers and Lions that need to sign their guys first, so that they're not really on the deadline as much as the Chargers and Lions are, because they want to get these guys into camp.
Vikings 2024 first rounder Dallas Turner, he was scammed out $240,000.
Absolutely hate stories like this. I hate stories like this for anybody in life, but especially young NFL players because there are predators out there that prey on these guys. And they know that they have money and that they might be susceptible to scams like this. And it happens far, far, far too often and really burns me up. You guys know how passionate I am about guys maximizing the financial security they can get with for their families out of their hard work and ability. And I hate when it goes to scam artists like this.
And finally, Browns rookie running back Quinshon Judkins. He was arrested and charged with domestic violence in Florida on Saturday.
Not good. Remember, I think Nick Chubb signed with the Texans. So Nick Chubb is gone. The Browns are counting on Judkins to be, their foundation back. And last I heard, he was still in jail. And the NFL does not mess around with domestic violence. So if this becomes like a commissioner's exempt list or something, the Browns would be without a very valuable part of their team for at least part of this season. This is like the worst nightmare for a lot of teams out there, especially during this downtime before training camp. I think we're done here.
Thanks for tuning in to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Make sure to also check out Even Money, Fantasy Feast, and College Draft, all on the DraftKings Network on Samsung TV Plus, YouTube, or subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform.
Shout out myfrontpagestory.com as well as backofficescheduler.com. You know I love Pizza Boy Brewing and Sporticulture and HumanHeadNYC.com.